taking a step forward towards my goal, my dream.
Maximizing your ability, that's why I came here.
It was just always a dream just to come in, handle business, to come here to win.
Alabama's always been a big part of my life.
Anybody's dream to grow up an Alabama fan, be from Alabama, and then go play at the University of Alabama.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now in Wright. I was just told that I'm in a loud environment where decibels hit 100 dBs.
There's nothing like a huge game on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Nick Saban Show presented by Truckworks. I'm Chris Stewart, along with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coach, congratulations. 24-10 victory over Ole Miss to start SEC play.
Yeah, well, it was a great win for us. You know, I told the players this week in team meeting, I said, look, guys, man, I believe in you. I trust in you guys. But we got to go do the things that you do to make you believe in yourself. And have confidence that if you do things the right way, the way we're being coached, the way you're being coached to do, know what to do, how to do it, why it's important to do it that way, we're going to have a really good team. So I believe in this team, and that the defense played great in the first half. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple times on offense, but second half, guys played great. I mean, they competed their tail off. Fans were great. Atmosphere was great, but and that 75-yard drive we had in the second half was, really the way you want to play Bama football.
Coach, going back to what you were just talking about in terms of mindset, trying to stay positive with this group right now when things aren't always going great. The first half, a pretty good indication of that. Couldn't get everything to go your way, and yet did enough, especially on the defensive side, keeping it close as you're going into the locker room.
Yeah, we did, and you got to be relentless, though. You got to keep coming back. You got to keep playing the next play. That's, kind of was the message in terms of, we have to be more physical than this team. We have to play with more discipline than this team. We have to be more relentless in terms of our ability to continue to play the next play because they do so much stuff that they're going to make plays at times. So you got to respond to formations you've never seen before, plays you've never seen before, and they do a great job. And I thought our players did a good job of keeping their poise.
All right, Coach, let's take a look at the first half highlights.
To the left, waiting, getting the snap. Milroe looks left, takes off running. He's got a first down. He's got himself more than that across the 35. Man in motion, C.J. Dupree goes left, big hole, and taking advantage of that is Milroe. He just took off and followed everybody to the left side. Gets across midfield. The wind is not a factor. The orange tassels are just hanging limply from the uprights. The snap, the kick for the punch. Hey! That one is blocked. It is blocked by Alabama out of midair, and it goes out of bounds. Play clock at 3, 2. They get the snap off. Milroe throws into traffic, intercepted by the Ole Miss quarterback on a 3rd and 10. Empty backfield. 3 left, 2 right. Dart calls his own number and walks right up the middle, as though, no pun intended. Here now from the end zone, Milroe stands, looks right, throws right, has a man. Dupree bounces off a tackler. He'll 3rd down. Straight drop, looking, rolling and right, and the ball is tipped in the air. Incomplete. That was looking for Trey Harris. It goes from snapping at the 1 to a 41-yard kick. And thankfully, Will Reichert is able to convert. Boy.
Coach, you talked about it earlier. Defense really the story of the first half. Ole Miss gets points pretty much out of the gate early, but defense turns them away late in the first half.
Yeah, well, we only gave up 7 points, and of course, I thought the defense really hung in there, played really, really well. They missed a field goal right before the half, which was a momentum thing for us. But we shot ourselves in the foot and had opportunities offensively, didn't take advantage of them. So, the message is if we just don't make those bad plays, we're going to be able to, win this game, and that's what we got to focus on.
All right, Coach, we will have more in just a moment. 7-6, again, the score at the break. Ole Miss with the lead, but the tide would indeed turn, as we'll see next here on the Nick Saban Show, presented by Truckworks.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Coach, we always love to have you tell us what the message was at halftime. I would imagine there are pieces you need to leave out because I'm sure it was rather spirited.
Well, it was, but you know, the message was really about you got to check your, I always call it whole card. You know, what's in your gut, what's coming internally out of you, how bad do you want to win, how much are you committed to doing things the right way? Because the first half was a great indication of when we did things the right way, we had success. All right, but when we made these huge errors that we keep popping up, you know, they were able to take advantage of it. So the key to the drill in the second half is eliminate those things, keep being more physical in terms of how we play and win on the line of scrimmage and have great balance. We're going to be able to take some shots and make some big plays, and we're going to be fine. And the guys came out and did a great job in the second half.
All right, Coach, let's take a look at those second half highlights.
McLaughlin remains at center. Milroe with men wide on the near side. They cut across the middle. Jalen throws long, looking, and it's caught by Jermaine Burton. Goal attempt to take the lead. Kick is on the way. It is up and in. He's in the left slot. Man in motion from the far to the near side. Reverses direction. Here's Dart, stands in. He throws one long into traffic. Intercepted by Alabama. Intercepted by the Crimson Tide's Terrian Arnold. He'll spin through traffic. He's around the 40 to the near sideline. So the Crimson Tide now with Oots in the left slot. Play action. Milroe looks long, has a man there. Touchdown, Alabama! There's an injured player on the field. It looks like 3 to the near side. And Simpson keeps it himself. Flag on the play. A face mask on Ole Miss. Simpson keeps 5-yarder for the Rebels off the far hash mark. Is on the way. It is up. And that one is good. So they missed a 35-yarder. Now they have made this one right. Here's Milroe standing in, looking, throws long across the middle, reaching up as Oots. He'll make a pretty grab and carry. Alabama leading by a touchdown. Here's the give. Jace McClellan, near side, turns the corner, 20. He's to the 15. Ahead 2-1. Milroe snaps it. Hands to Jace. Jace stumbles. He's on his feet. Retains his balance.
Coach, great to see in the second half the defense continued to play at a very high level and the offense really picked things up.
I think one of the things the defense was able to do was because we had like 10 tackles for loss and, I don't know, 5 sacks in the game, whatever it is. When you get a team like this behind in the sticks, that's the only time you can really play because they're going to go for it on 4th down. So, you know, if it's 3rd and 8, it's like 2nd and 8.
Sure.
All right, so, but when you have negative plays, it really helps. The other thing that's always the goal when you play a tempo team is can you keep the ball away from them? And I think we had the ball, like, time of possession was unbelievable in our favor today because we could run the ball, we had balance, and the 75-yard drive that I mentioned was, you know, that was the turning point in the game, and it sealed the game for us. But it's the way we did it, too, being physical and great runs and really good job by the offensive line.
Quarterback played well today as also, Coach. 17 of 21, 225 and a touchdown.
Yeah, Jalen had a really good day today. Had some, you know, key scrambles. Had a couple quarterback runs that were successful. But other than the one turnover, which he got tricked on a little bit down in the end zone, I thought Jalen played outstanding.
All right, Coach. 24-10, the final score. Alabama winner over Ole Miss. Stay with us, though. We got a lot more coming your way here on the Nick Saban Show, presented by Truckworks.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by T-Mobile, bringing 5G to hometowns across the SEC and proud partner of Alabama football. Coke, with zero sugar and refreshingly delicious. Is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself.
Coach, where was the turning point for you in this one?
I think the turning point was when we hit Jalen Hill on the big play action pass. for a touchdown, go for 2, and Ty Simpson makes the 2-point conversion. And then we get a great hit on the kickoff that just ignited the whole crowd. And it may not have been the only turning point in the game from a football standpoint, but from an emotional standpoint, it was a turning point.
A guy that works with emotion a lot and strength a lot is David Ballou. He handles sports performance for your program, director of that program. It's really new and innovative, isn't it, Coach, the way he does it?
Dave does a great job. He has tremendous respect of the players, and he has just elevated us tremendously in terms of the scientific approach to creating speed and power and conditioning and injury prevention. And all these things have become so much more scientific than they used to be when you just lifted weights. And David's done a great job. He's been a great addition to our staff and his staff. They all do a great job with our players.
Let's get a further explanation on that from the Director of Sports Performance, David Ballou.
Really, we think about performance, we're thinking about transfer training. And for us, that's where it all started. You turn and look at the racks, you can see multifunctional racks. We've put them that way for a reason. We want to be able to do a lot of things in one area. We don't want our guys traveling and a lot of downtime in between. As I talked about, we want to be efficient. You know, in the room in total, we had 20 platforms before. We added 10, so now we got 30. So we got more performance areas to work at. The ability to do most of my power work inside the racks in you know, where there's some press variation, squat variation, and there's many different variations going along with that, which is also why you got to have a multifunctional rack, okay? But you also see on the racks, you see we got the Elite Form technology that we've had for a long time. I've been working with this all the way back to 2015, okay? It's been really good for us. We've zeroed this in. Everything that we're gonna do that day is gonna be presented on the iPad. Reps, sets, the weight they're gonna use, but most importantly, the speed in which they need to move the bar. I didn't like the fact that our guys, our players, they're driven by numbers, they're competitive. So when they're training, they got to turn their head to look at this iPad, and it's not something I'm a fan of. I want our coaches coaching, and I want our players to execute technique. So we want them all with a neutral spine looking forward. So we wanted to put a big screen up here, 28-inch screen on every rack. We're going to make it visual so the data is clear. Stay in the middle of the room, everybody can see it, the players can see it, it's in their line of vision. Move to the other side of the room where we get to where our half cages are, where we're going to do a lot of our Olympic movements. Because when you talk about transfer, it's got to transfer to the football field, okay? It's got to transfer to their position, but it also has to transfer physiologically to weaknesses, flaws, issues, limitations that they have, okay? Our guys are individualized in their training program. It's not a one-size-fits-all. This is a K-box racks. The K-box rack here, we wanted a bigger, more sturdy rack for our guys who are bigger, thicker, and they're wider. Okay, so we got to get these guys some room. Most of the things our guys do pressing, we want them standing on their feet because they play football on their feet. This piece right here has been phenomenal for us already. Our guys love it. It's a great posterior chain. Again, I talked about eccentric force earlier, but eccentric hamstring strength is a huge predictor of soft tissue, non-contact issues with players in football. Okay, so we wanted a machine. How could we get a machine to supplement what we're already doing and hit that posterior chain? So this back attack has been a big, big plus for us already and will continue to be. When you walk through the door at this place, working hard and committing to the program and having great effort every day, the coach talks about the commitment of it and the discipline, it's a big deal at this place. And we wanted a room to represent that. And we wanted a room that these players come through here, they commit to us, they commit to this program. We wanted to commit to them and give them the best possible resources that they have on the planet. And we feel like we've really been able to, you know, design a training facility that is the best on the planet.
We love it when Coach has got the clicker in his hand and it's presented by CB&S Bank.
Well, we're going to show this on close-up. This is the block punt. So you see there a three-man shield, which means they have to zone, and the whole idea here is to get 4 guys on the 3 guys. Now they're backed up. All right, so we're going to take 22, and he's going to scan over here. We didn't think the center could block 34. They'll block down. They'll block these 2 guys. All right, so 17 is always a threat because of his speed. So we try to use and drop him We roll the corner. You'll see the corner come off who gets 15's eyes. And we're going to stem 7 up in this gap right here. And when these guys block these guys, he's going to come right through here. And because we got other guys eating up the shield, you're going to see how we're able to block this punt. The key to it is 7. He's the guy that we're really trying to get free. You see 20's not even rushing the punt. He's making sure that they can't block down on 7. All right, 28 is eating this guy up. All right, so and 22 stemming over, so that uses up a shield guy. This guy at 34 uses up a shield guy. All right, we got the corner roll guy coming, and you see what 15's looking at. So the whole design of this was to get 7 free. This is not the first punt he's blocked. So it's a big play in the game. We get it 1st and 1 at the 1, and we didn't do great with it. But at least we got it at the 1.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coke with 0 sugar and refreshingly delicious. Is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself.
Coach, so often these days we see some young men with promise in their freshman year, and if they don't have a phenomenal All-American season, that one season, people kind of act like, well, maybe it didn't turn out very well. Malachi Moore's a young man who's fought through things, stayed with it, and here he is in his senior year playing awfully, awfully well.
Yeah, he's playing awfully well, but he's played well for us his whole career. And I know his role has changed at times throughout his career, but he's smart. He prepares for the game as well as anybody. He's got great character. He's a great person. This guy's going to be the president of some company someday, I promise you that. But he's also playing really, really well for us, and he's a leader in the secondary and makes all the calls. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for all that Malachi's done for this program and the way he's represented it.
Had some big hits today as well. Let's spend more time learning about Malachi Moore.
Malachi Moore, transfer Alabama, defensive back. I grew up an Alabama fan, like pretty much my whole childhood. I can vividly remember like the Texas National Championship game, and that was really the game where I became like a real huge Alabama fan, just how they was dominating, and then they continued to dominate after that. Being from here, I would say like anybody's dream to grow up an Alabama fan, be from Alabama, and then go play at the University of Alabama. Really, when I got my offer from Coach Saban, you know, a lot of coaches tell you like you're gonna come here, you're gonna play, you're gonna be this type of player, all that. But Coach Saban only told me that you have an opportunity to play here. And I took that as a challenge, and I knew that coming here was gonna be a challenge for everybody that comes here. And if you can do it here at this university, then you can do it anywhere in the country. And that's really what led me to coming here, because of all the resources we have and all the competition that we get to go against every day. And then we have Coach Saban, who's always holding you to that balanced standard and that high standard. And that's really what I wanted. Some of my favorite moments from my career here, I would definitely say the pick that I got against Auburn in my first Iron Bowl. That was definitely a big moment for me.
Malachi Moore picks it off.
And then scoop and score against Tennessee was also a big moment.
Fumbling the ball, Malachi Moore busted it loose, picked it up, and took it to the house for a touchdown.
I would say my favorite moment so far in my career is winning the national championship my freshman year. And because I've never won a championship in football, from Little League, high school, middle school, I've never won a championship. And so to just win that championship, it was just such a great feeling. So we start off in the locker room. When we start off in the locker room, we say our chant and everything, everybody hits to win. When you're walking out to the tunnel, you can just start to hear the fans like just start roaring and roaring and roaring as you get closer and closer to coming out. And coming out, it just gives me chills every time. Like every time I run out of that tunnel, it just gives me chills. And it's really a great feeling just to have the whole Bama Nation rocking with us and getting ready to go. I would say my mindset going into my final year is really locked in, laser focused, tunnel vision, just eyes on the prize, eyes on the goal, just coming into work one day at a time and just pulling all of my teammates with me.
Malachi Moore, interception, touchback.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Ford. The Ford F-150 helps make your game day traditions bigger and better, season after season.
Coach, I know the win today was big over Ole Miss, but a tough one coming up again in Mississippi State.
Well, when you're in SEC play, they're all tough, especially when you got to play on the road. I think the most important thing for our team, we played 4 pretty tough games, is, you know, we got to get healthy. We got to give our players some time. You know, we may have to change up practice a little bit on Monday. I know this is always a tough preparation and a tough place to play. You know, the cowbells are always ringing when we're over there. So, you know, I think we got to focus introspectively on what we need to do to continue to get better and then come up with a great plan to get ready to play Mississippi State on the road.
All right, everybody on Saturday, get a nap. It's an 8 o'clock kick on ESPN. Radio coverage on the network starts at 5. For Coach Saban, I'm Chris Stewart. Thanks for joining us here on The Nick Saban Show, presented by Truckworks.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coke, with 0 sugar and refreshingly delicious. Is Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. The University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by Trustmark, people you trust, advice that works.